Hello, afternoon, David. So we're going to have a little chat with you and have a little bit more, try and get to know a little bit more about you and stuff. So we've spoken and we've done some heavy videos about vaccines and care and stuff like that. So we'll just try and do something a little bit more lighthearted. So who do you look up for inspirational mentorship?
Oh God, inspiration.
I mean, as someone who is a managing director, you know, who inspires you? Who's mentored you through either before or currently?
I suppose when I started, I suppose it was the owner, Chris Hewson. I suppose he spent a lot of time with me when I first started and pushed me to do more things. I think I was always committed to wanting to do better because at school I was always told that I wasn't going to go anywhere. So I think I was always going to wanting to prove people wrong. So I think I take a teacher saying to me, you know, you can't do this because you're, and I hate to say use the word stupid, and you know, I think that always stuck with me, which is why I've always wanted to push myself to be the best I can.
Mm-hmm. What do you do in a typical day? So, you know.
Oh God, a typical day.
Well, a typical day, you know, starting at 10, finishing at 3, those kind of things. No, that's not you?
No, I wish. Normally get here anywhere between 6:30 in the morning to around 6:45. I get in. Most mornings you make me a nice cup of coffee, Sean,
yeah,
which is really nice, and I look forward to my first drink of the morning.
Mm-hmm. Liquid intake supervisor. I have a badge somewhere that says such a thing.
So I then obviously look at what I've got on for the day. I'll plan my day out best I can, just so I can make sure that I fit everything important into the day. Make sure I sort of take regular stops and breaks throughout the day, so I don't my mind doesn't get overloaded.
Do you have a main objective that you have per day, or does it not work that way, or does it just?
I have a number of objectives that are always on the go. And I just work through them. Some are more important than others. Some of them are things that I'll go to if I get to the end of the day. I've got 20 minutes left. I think, right, I'll just pull that out for 20 minutes. It just depends really on what's going on.
What current goals do we have at the moment? Things that you're got in the, you know.
Me at the moment?
Yeah.
Get through COVID.
Get through COVID?
That's my main objective. Get through COVID.
Most of our main objective is getting through COVID. Any goals for the current goals in the company? You know,
get through COVID.
Get through the COVID.
I mean, obviously, we want to. COVID has had quite an impact on the company. You know, lots of people become scared of care. People putting people into care. So really, it's getting that confidence back to people to want to come into care, not from just working in care, but you know, families placing loved ones in care. So
going through COVID, very, very difficult, as we're saying. What things are you most proud of through these most difficult times, or if not now, you know, in general, what things are you very proud of?
I think what makes me most proud about CFAS is the way they come together as a team. So whether it be, you know, through COVID, like last January where we had like 49 members of staff all at the same time, how everyone came together as a team to work through that, I was very proud of. How the staff have worked as a team across all of the locations, you know, in CFAS, in our other sister company with a daycare nursery, everyone has stepped up and kept services running throughout a very difficult time. And as you know, I was a great believer of where a number of offices went to home working. I've always maintained this office being open right throughout COVID, because if we were going to send our staff to the front line, we needed to be here.
Yeah, we didn't shut down, we haven't stopped, have we?
No, we needed to be here so they had someone to talk to. I think, I'm not saying that people work from home is wrong, but I think if a staff member's having a bad day and they see you sitting in your living room on a Teams or Zoom call, that just doesn't come across as supportive as being in the office.
So, biggest challenges you've had to overcome? Don't worry about the company so far and things like that, because you say COVID and that kind of thing. But you think, what kind of big challenges have you had? You know, you've already mentioned about from school and stuff. Everything else that you've gone through?
I think that was the challenge. So, being told when I was at school, I wanted to do business studies when you chose, in those days you chose, I think you still do, you choose your options or what courses you want to do. It's changed so much.
Yeah, it really has.
One of the things I wanted to do was business studies, and that's when I was told I was too stupid to do business studies. So I think when I left school, strange enough, I went and did a diploma in science for some whatever reason, which doesn't really fit in now, but and then went into retail, and so I spent quite a bit of time in retail before going into care. And I think even even when I was in retail, I'd got to like junior management level because I'd always wanted to prove to people that I could do business, and hopefully I've continued to do that now.
So what are the biggest risks you feel you've had to take going through, you said going from, you kind of fell into this a little bit. We said in previous conversations, we said about, you know, being in retail and stuff like that, and then kind of just, you know, having to find a part-time job, and then, you know, growing from there. So what are the biggest risks that you've taken with us as a company and stuff sometimes, or yourself, over the last few years?
I suppose risks are when you expand the company, making sure you still try and keep the company ethos. I suppose one of the risks I had to take earlier on this year was I had to literally send people into a location, and knowing that there was a high possibility they get COVID. So there has been times where we have to take risks, have to make difficult decisions, but again, those people went in without question and worked as a team.
How do you continue to, do you feel you're the finished article, or do you feel you have more to grow?
Am I the finished article?
Yeah.
No, never.
So how are you going to continue to grow as, you know,
I'm always trying to learn new things. You know, I did my QCF level 7
a little
while ago now, but I learned a lot from that. I'm always going on different courses, watching different webinars, just so I can continue to learn. I don't think anyone ever stops learning.
And as we want to continue learning and moving forward, how do you generate ideas within the company? Or where does that, you know,
normally at 3:30 in the morning when I'm like there all week.
Yeah. Sometimes
Normally that's when I get some of my best ideas. So I'm always looking at how the company can move forward, how we can create new positions for people to be promoted into. I think I'm a great believer that anybody can do a job if given the right support. So, you know, whilst we know we have some external appointments to manager roles, if you look at a lot of our promotions, it's been internal.
Yeah, I think we're around 80%.
About 80%, and that's how I'd like to keep it, because I think you've always got to have, for those people who want to move forward in their careers, you've got to have those opportunities, because if you don't, they then obviously will go elsewhere.
What would you change about the company if you could? Anything?
What would I change? I think sometimes I'll go back and say to myself, slow down, because I think we did go for a very big...
We have grown very quickly, haven't we?
And I think I might have gone back, if I had a time machine, and go back to myself, say, just slow down a little bit, catch up with yourself. But like I say, I don't have a time machine, so all we can really do is try and catch up with ourselves now.
So, you know, when you have like supervisions appraisals and things like that, and they talk about, you know, things, one of the greatest things, it's always fun when you do an appraisal, is to ask somebody what their strengths and weaknesses are. It's always, people can always come up for it for somebody else, but it's, you're thinking about yourself. So your strengths, your weaknesses, what do you think they are?
Oh God, now you put me on the spot, haven't you?
That's the point of this, I believe.
I know. Strengths. I think I'm a good communicator. I think I understand, one of my strengths, I know this company well. I've been here 27 years nearly, so I know this company well. I know what makes a good support worker. I know also what to look for when we're looking for future managers. I get on with most people, hopefully. Weaknesses, I can get over involved sometimes. But I think that's the nature of being in care. You're in care because you care.
Yeah, I always say in training, there's a clue in the title, really, of being a carer.
And if you see something and you think something's not working right, you want to get involved, because it's people. It's not like a product. You work with people, and what you do at that time can have a big impact on those people.
Last couple of questions. So, work-life balance. It's something. It's so much through COVID has been spoken about well-being and mental health and stuff like that, and just how difficult it is to work in care for everyone. So, how do you maintain a work-life balance? Have you found a work-life balance?
Have I found a perfect work-life balance? No. Does it exist?
Perfect is such a difficult word, but
yeah, I don't think there is a what you could class a perfect work-life balance. I think you have to be very committed to ensuring that you have that time. So whilst I will, you know, like I think I said, I get to work at between 6:30 and 7:15. However, I will often make sure that I leave here about 3:45. Once I get home, I will then cook tea, because I do a lot of cooking at home. I will cook tea, and then I will probably do about another hour and a bit of catching up of emails, of bits of work that I might not have finished during the day, and then I'll try and switch off, and I'll try and keep switched off at the weekends where possible. But at the moment, you're always waiting for that call to come in to say, got a COVID positive case. So I know at the moment that my phone might ring at the weekend with someone saying, got a COVID positive case, you know, bit of advice, that sort of thing.
That's partly where that leadership role and that stuff comes in for everyone as well. So
yeah, I've always said that when you move up an organisation, there's a level of responsibility that you have to give to the people that work for that organisation. So, you know, whilst I work Monday to Friday, I can't just say on Saturday and Sunday if my phone rings, I don't answer it, because there's a reason someone is ringing me from the organisation.
Last little conversational thing, interests and stuff. So
interests.
You know, yeah.
Oh,
we've already mentioned cooking. What's your favourite food to cook?
I didn't say cooking was an interest. I just said I'd do the cooking.
Okay, fair. So what are your interests then?
Oh, I'm interested. I love films, cinema, Netflix. I'm also, many people might not know, a wrestling referee.
Some of us know.
Some of you know.
Some of us who have the equal kind of, you know, fact that we've never grown up.
No. So yeah, I haven't obviously of late because of COVID, but for the last 14 years I've been a wrestling referee, where I referee people in a ring wrestling.
I remember taking clients to one of the ones that we did once before. That was brilliant. I think that was a very, very good show as well.
It's different.
Pleasantly surprised.
It's very different, and I call it my escape. So wrestling is my escape from reality, in a sense.
Most people know what mine is, so I'm not going to say.
And I would it also allows me to, I suppose, meet people that I grew up watching. So, you know, ex-WWE stars and stuff like that.
Meeting your heroes.
And I was able to take my son one day to meet Rey Mysterio because he was on our show. So to be able to do that was So that's my escape, and I'm hoping once we sort of get to the new year and hopefully COVID starts to, well, I say disappear. I don't think they'll disappear, but things to be more manageable. That's something I'll be able to get back to.
Nothing, right. Well, thank you very much for your time this afternoon.
That's all right, Sean. Like I say, I think, you know, we've done some heavy chats about vaccines and being a support worker, but I think everybody that works in this organisation is a person.
Yeah.
They're real. They have feelings. And I think sometimes people say, oh, MD, faceless person, sits behind a desk, doesn't know what's going on. That's not what I want to be seen by our staff. You know, I do sit at a desk, I'm not going to lie. But I also speak to my managers to make sure our staff are getting what they need. And I know, you know, we've got people who'll be going out on Christmas parties soon. Again, be careful.
Careful, COVID.
Careful, watch your masks and stuff. But I think we are, like I say, real people. And, you know, I haven't come into this company as an MD, straight to an MD. I've worked my way up through this company. So, you know, when support workers have an issue, I can empathise about what they're saying because I've done that role. And I think quite often that sort of thing doesn't get seen.
No.
So.
Well, thank you again for your time.
That's all right, Sean. Always happy to talk to you.
Yeah, lovely. I like these. These are quite fun.
I know.
We'll continue doing them.
I know. I don't know what will we do next.
I don't know. Maybe we'll have a question and answer session. So
maybe, that's what we'll do. We'll do another one, and we'll get staff to send in questions. Would be a really really good idea, I
Cool.
think.
All right then.
Brilliant. Thanks, Phil.
Thank you very much, David.
Thanks.